Welcome to the Los Angeles Film School. Welcome to the Los Angeles Film School Fame Week. And today is the concluding day of Fame Week, which we call Fame. It's called Fame because it's F-A-M-E. That stands for Film, Animation, Music, and Entertainment, which is what we love, what we all, to me, movies, music, television, books, those were all the special things that I loved as I was growing up. Today we have a very special event where we are going to be honoring two of our recording graduates who have both earned platinum record plaques from the RIAA. Something that we've done, if you've ever visited our campus, we have various places on the campus where we have gold and platinum record plaques hanging in 6690, which where most of the recording classes are given, where the recording rooms, etc. are, the studios are. They're all over the building, and then 63, 63, and the other parts of the campus, we have special places for them as well. When we have one of our graduates who earns a platinum, gold or platinum record, we like to honor them by doing two things. One is by actually purchasing for them the plaque, which actually, even though you earn it, you still have to buy it. And the second thing we like to do is to honor them by hanging it on our walls, commemorating their work. It's one of those things, one of the things that I love about my position here. I don't think I told you what it was. Joe Byron, Director of Alumni Relations. And that is that I love to brag, and I love the success of our graduates. And I love how when our graduates are successful, the school is successful. You know, it's that kind of win-win situation. You know, we teach our entertainment business graduates that when you push away from the table after a meeting and everyone feels like they got the best part of the deal, those are the deals that are really going to happen. And I love these situations that are win-wins like we're going to do today. I want to start with a recording engineer. He graduated back in 2009. His name is Joseph Gomez. Joseph was an assistant recording engineer on the album and the single on the single "Close to Me" by Ellie Goulding. This was released back in 2018 by Interscope, and he worked with Diplo and Swai Lee, who were also on that single. The single went platinum, I think, last year. And Joseph, so I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about your involvement in that project and the things you're doing now. I think you're working on either working on or just finished working on Ellie Goulding's latest album too, right?
Yeah, well, just because we just had to do some touch-ups on the song mixing wise, but yeah, the song was already done because the single made the cut on the album, which makes me like happy because you know all her albums go platinum, so probably have another one on the way for the album. Yeah, so but that was a good look. So how that song came, how it came about was I lived with Ray Shremmerd for 2 years. If anybody knows who Ray Shremmerd is. They're a big hip hop duo out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Swai Lee is he's the star. There's two of them. Swai Lee's the big star out the group. I lived with him for 2 years. I started interning for them for I want to say from October 2018. That's when I started interning, and yeah, I didn't really get into the position. I had to get out of internship, so like I had to make the cut. I had to start from intern to assistant engineer. So I was the assistant engineer to Ray Shremmerd and Swai Lee's main engineer. So I remember they were just on tour. They were just on tour one day, and you know he was just like, "Hey, so I got a couple sessions I'm going to send you," and one of them was the Ellie Goulding sessions, and one of my duties was to get Sway's vocals, you know, and just blend it in with her session, mix Sway up a little bit, and send it back, you know. And then she had listening session, and I was invited, and Sway was invited, and we played the song, and I met her there. And it was just all, it happened so fast. And, you don't think about it. You just work on something, and then you just on to the next one. And it's just, it's in the past. But I knew when I heard it, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a big record. The hook's amazing. Diplo's great on the production, and Sway did this thing on the verse, and I knew right when I heard it, I was like, oh man, this has potential to be a big record. And then I remember, where was it? I think I was on the airplane and the airport, and I heard it, and I was like, oh man, it's already on the radio. And then I just kept hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. I was just like, wow, like this song was literally on my laptop, like, and I worked on it and sent it off and didn't think about it. And I just became an assistant engineer at that time, and I don't think I was just gonna. I didn't think I was gonna get really credit for it, just because like I just started. But come to find out, I did, and man, I was just so happy about it because I knew like, oh man, this is my first platinum. My first platinum plaque as an engineer, and it was great, honestly, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot from Sway Lee. He's one of the hardest working, honestly, probably one of the hardest working artists I've ever worked with. He does everything. He produces. He engineers himself. And me being able to engineer him, because he's so fast, me being able to engineer him made me believe, like, man, I can. There's no one I can't engineer, because he's so good at what he does, and he works really hard, and that's why he's at the status he's at now. And yeah, it was a great experience, and I learned a lot of my engineering techniques through LA Recording School. So, big props to the school and the experience, and yeah. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh no.
Joseph, you came to the Los Angeles Recording School back in 2008, 2009. At that time.
Yeah, it took me long enough.
But did you ever imagine that you'd be working with a star like the ones you just talked about? Ellie and Sway Lee. Did you have a platinum record hanging on your wall someday?
Yeah, and I got the first one, and it's hung up at my mom's crib in her living room. Right where it started. I felt like that's the first place. That's where I should hang it up, because that's where I started making music at, was in my mom's crib. So I for her birthday this year, I gave her that plaque. Like, hey, as much as it's hard to, especially you know what I mean. It was hard to make my mom believe in, like, yo, what you're doing is the right path. It took her long enough, but when I showed her the plaque, and just my accomplishments, and she's trying to be proud of me, and who doesn't want to make their mom proud? So, and this is it was great. Like, it was great.
I love that you've kind of dedicated the first plaque to your mother, and the situation that you were just talking about, I call the real job syndrome. Get a real job. Who do you think you are? You can make a living doing something here.
Literally every day, like, my mom's like, yo, you've been doing music for so long, like, what's been up? And before I got with Sway Lee, I was already working. I was in the mixtape scene in LA. I was privileged to work with Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator is probably one of my favorite artists I've ever worked with. If anybody knows who Tyler the Creator is in here, yeah, or any of the students, I used to live in North Hollywood, and he would come to my house, take the bus from his work. He was 17 at the time. He was working at Starbucks. He would take the bus, to my crib, and we would make music. And he was one of the first artists probably I knew. He wasn't even big at the time. I knew, like, yo, this guy's is just going to be the most successful thing, because he just sticks to himself, and he's just so different. And, he blew up. And it's a real luxury being able to, like, work with people and believe in them, and you see them succeed. It just makes you believe that, like, yo, I can succeed too. And that's very important, is to, have a group of people who you believe in and that believe in you, because it just motivates you to just work harder. It just motivates you that you can do it too. Like, I can do it too. Like, I was at Lars, 19-year-old me at Lars. I'm 31 now. I turn 32 next week. 19-year-old me, I was at Lars. I used to just look at plaques while I was there, like, I just felt like it was light years away. Like, how the heck do I get one of those? Like, what do I have to do? Like, I was just such a beginner. I was such a newbie. And, like, I just didn't know much about the industry, didn't know much about the game. All I knew was that, like, yo, I know how to talk to people. I know how to network, but I just didn't know how I'd get there, man. And I just believed it, though. I just kept believing, like, yo, I can get this one day. And it's true, You just got to believe that you can do it, and boom, man, the world is yours, man. As cliche and corny as that sounds, I'm a firm believer in that. He's very firm.
Well, Joseph, congratulations. It's well-deserved.
Thank you.
Look forward. You're going to have to come by and see where we hang it on the wall at campus.
Awesome, man. I would love to.
And if you're ever, if you're ever doing more projects, please let me know, because I have a black belt in bragging and I'd love to brag.
Of course, I got you. Thank you, Joe. Most definitely. Definitely.
All right. The next person I want to introduce, is Daniel Zeidenstadt. I met Daniel just about a year ago, but gosh, I feel like I've known you my whole life now, Daniel. Daniel we presented him with a plaque for the work that he did as I think vocal engineering on the song. Sorry, I'm having a senior moment here. Fancy. Of course. With Iggy Azalea. Sorry. Iggy Azalea. It's weird that this should pop out of my head. It's one of those brain bubbles, because this particular song is one of like Billboard's top rap 100 songs over the last decade. Okay, this is a song that was on the charts for like over 20 weeks, on the Billboard charts for over 20 weeks, and not only is it platinum, it's 8 times platinum. Okay, if I'd waited a little bit longer, Daniel, we could have given you a diamond. Okay, which would have been really sweet. That's the single, and I apologize for just kind of blanking a bit on it. But I don't blank on Daniel. One of the situations we had with Daniel is that he actually has, I believe, at least 35 RIAA certifications. And the artists include people like, you've never heard of some of these people, like Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen, Zayn, Fifth Harmony, will.i.am. I mean, it's amazing the work that Daniel has done. So we didn't know which plaque to give him, and he chose this one, I think, because it was just on the charts for so long, and it's probably something that's really important to you. Daniel is an engineer. He specializes in vocal work. He's amazing. He's done so much for the school. He shares his skills. He mentors people, and it really, really is a great honor to present this plaque to you, Daniel. Tell us about your work on with Iggy Azalea and what you're doing now.
So I met Iggy at Record Plant. I was still half assisting engineering and half engineering. It was 2014 or 13. No, it had to be even earlier. I don't remember. It was a while ago. And I knew her because she had the first, the leaked out single, Pussy. It came out a couple of years before, and I was like, I love this girl. So I heard that they needed an engineer, and I kind of like threw myself into the situation. And then we got fancy the first day we met. And we kept working together exclusively for another, I think, 7 years. And it was fun. I ended up, I lived with Iggy for a while. I moved to England to do a bunch of stuff with her. Like, we had a whole thing. And the production of Fancy was funny because she never heard it before it was out. She never got to hear it. We swapped the chorus a couple of hours before the release. So nobody heard it but me and this producer guy. And we're like, we hope it's better than the last one. And then, yeah, 8 times platinum. And the same as Joseph said, I remember we went hiking up in Washington, and we're like, yes, far away from people as possible. And every car parking, I could just hear Fancy blasting through the windows in the middle of the woods. And I was like, all right, this is a big hit. Outside of that, since then I've done, yeah, some Bruce Springsteen, a bunch of Elton John. I did Blurred Lines, which I think is the second most played song ever. So that was pretty cool. Lately, I've done the Stormzy album in London. That was really cool. And the new Ozzy Osbourne album, That's Me. That was really cool. And since COVID started, oh, and I did a TV show, Songland, on January, February, and then COVID started. And I haven't done anything except one avant-garde jazz album with my little sister, who's a student now, who was my assistant engineer, which was really fun. But I've never had one of these, actually. I never went out and bought one, and I'm excited to have one. And now I'm like, I should get more. It looks cool. So thank you.
Well, Daniel, you totally earned it in so many ways, and we'll eventually catch up. Maybe we'll eventually buy you all of them. Except it may take a little while, and we may have to open another building just for your platinum set of your certifications. Okay?
I'm just planning to stay alive long enough to receive all of them, slowly.
Here's what I want you to do. Stay ahead of us, okay? Always be about 30 of them ahead of us so that we're always playing catch up with you. Okay?
Well, hopefully the whole economy will reopen and all this will become the present again.
Daniel, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do for the school. Thanks for your good words. I want to go back to both of you and ask you what you would tell someone who's currently at the school studying music production or studying to be an engineer or a mixer. What advice would you give them based on your experience and your accomplishments? Joseph, you want to go first?
Sure. Advice, man, for any student. One, believe that you can do it. Like, love it. Absolutely love what you're doing. Don't listen to any outside noise, because there's always going to be people telling you what to not do. Don't listen to that. Follow your heart, follow your intuition. Be assertive. Always be assertive. Be personable. Be approachable. Be coachable. And that's about it. And in love with, and like I say, believe in yourself, because that's half the battle, man. If you can believe you can do it, you can do it. That's my advice.
Amen. Amen. You gotta love what you do. You gotta believe in yourself, and then you gotta do it, right? Wow.
I want to add to you gotta love what you do. That's the definite, absolutely. You gotta really love it. And then also, don't be a dick. And then try to succeed without stepping on too many toes. And when you do get opportunities, don't half-ass anything. And have as much chutzpah as you feel like is necessary. But don't be docile, but don't step on toes. So assertive is good.
Excellent.
But just like generally, like, don't screw anybody over. I know it seems stupid, but everybody thinks it's like a race to some kind of position. But the idea is to have a long-lasting career with a bunch of friends in the industry that like you and want to continue working with you and stuff. So, like, don't be a dick. Don't be that guy or that girl. Don't be that person.
Amen. They say that if you can't spot the jerk in the room, you may be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we do is so collaborative, and it's just based on, it's just that wonderful chemistry that happens where everyone knows what they're doing, everyone's excited to be doing it, everyone has like the same kind of vision and the same goals. And when you when you start to resonate in those same frequencies, you look at each other and you go, yeah, that's it. That's special. You can feel that specialness that comes from this wonderful creative process, and you guys certainly epitomize it. So,
I mean, it's nothing compared to the movie studio experience. Like Universal is just it's unbelievable. It's like a well-oiled machine of everybody enjoying their parts. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I wish studios were like that.
Well, you know what? I wish our government worked as well.
Yeah.
We would have many fewer problems. We're not going to turn this political. So, congratulations to you both. I'm really excited that you were able to get the plaques. And Daniel, it's about time you got one. Like I said, we'll get you more. Joseph will get you more too. Just go out and keep working, keep doing the things you're doing.
Appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate it.
And I look forward into time, and hopefully it's in the very near future, where we can get together, we can walk by the walls, see your plaques hanging at the school, and I can take you out for a nice lunch or dinner or a drink or something.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing, Joe.
All right. And I want to put out a message to anyone who's watching this, either watching it live now or watching the downloaded version of this, and that is, if you have a passion and you're willing to work hard, if you wake up every morning and love what you do and you're always creating, you too can earn these types of awards. And the awards are great. The experience is even greater. And what I'd like y'all to do is come in and try to spot that place on the wall where you want your plaque to hang someday. Let me know you reserved that spot, and I'll wait for you to earn it. Congratulations again. I want you all to join us today for our Spotlight Awards ceremony. We are honoring 6 of our graduates who've done exemplary work and given so much to the school. It'll start at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. You can come. It'll be at see it live at lafilm.edu/live, or you can also follow it on social media. So please enjoy that. It's going to be a little bit more than an hour long. It's our award show. And it will conclude our Fame Week, which we're so excited about. I'm not sure, do we have anybody that has a question before we say goodbye? No, everyone's just way to and on. All right. Thank y'all. Have a great day. Stay safe. Keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.